Imagine a world where the title screen sounded this good in the initial recording of episode 1. Folks, if you ever want to record a Let's Play on an emulator, don't let me be the one to stop you, but do let me just inform you, it's important to understand how emulators work, and how you can possibly get the best performance out of them. Because I didn't, and as a result, things have sounded relatively subpar, I'd say. I'm sorry for that, but hopefully, now that I have figured a few more things out regarding the emulator I'm using, things should sound better, hopefully for the remainder of the Let's Play. Unless issues crop up because of what I'm doing, but you know what? Just make sure you understand fully how the stuff you're using works. Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Pokemon White version. In the last episode, we defeated the Castelia City Gym Leader Berg, and that's it. That's all we did in the last episode, although Bianca did ask us to meet her at the gate to Route 4. This time, we're going to be entering the Castelia City Pokemon Center. Because, if we go over here, we can buy Hyper Potions now, which restore 200 HP. There is no way in hell you need Hyper Potions yet. Lemonades are more than enough, and they definitely are for a better price as well. Again, Lemonades cost less than Super Potions and restore more health, so you are better off just getting Lemonades en masse and just spamming the A button at a vending machine. You are better off. But you can also get Super Repels. Super Repels are the most cost-effective repels. They they give you the most steps for the least amount of money. I'm gonna go ahead and buy 15. We still have some regular repels, I think, and even if we don't need a ton of them. Like, I still want to run into wild Pokemon because that's where a good chunk of experience comes from. We can also buy revives now. These revive a fainted Pokemon and restore half of their maximum HP. Those are decent. Actually, I'm gonna pick some up. Those are really helpful. You can use them during battle. I try not to, just because it feels cheap, but it's nice to have them outside of battle, just so you don't have to run all the way back to a Pokemon Center to heal fainted Pokemon. And it's winter now. I booted the firmware before this, and I have a feeling that the firmware's date and time are wrong, and the game is trying to go off of what my computer says. So, yeah, that's probably going to happen more than once, because I have it set to actually boot the game through the firmware now. With all that done, I want to make sure my team is healed, because Bianca explicitly requested a battle. We're gonna set Darunia to the back here. Let's let Wilbur have some time. Wilbur has very much been getting shafted throughout Castelia City just because he hasn't been the best option for a lot of things. I'm trying to show that some of these guys are like corporeal and we can speak to them. That guy is. No, wait. Oh. Well, you saw he was solid. You can speak to some of these NPCs, they just say very basic lines. Like, it's not worth talking to them, they don't give you items or anything. But I still want to talk to one before leaving. It's like a rite of passage in Castelia City. I think we're better off just doing this. Because they're set to just run away from you. But okay, not him, not him. How about you? No? How about you? No? How about you? Yes. I am having a battle called a job. This is quite tough. That's why it's fun. Jobs are not fun, asshole. Shut the fuck up. I am trying to live on 15 an hour. Okay. Pokemon trainers in Route 4 show combinations with Pokemon even during road construction? What does that mean? She just said words and expected them to make sense. And they probably did, and I just didn't get them. Hello, White. You remember the promise you made on the cross transceiver, right? So let's get right to our Pokemon battle. But before that... Question mark? Exclamation mark! They said we can have a Pokemon battle in the gate as long as we're careful not to break the electric bulletin board. I'm the new and improved version of me. It's gonna go great this time. Let's start up our Pokemon battle again. You say start it up again as if we had one and then it got interrupted or something. Alright. Bianca is going to lead with Herdier, level 18, normal type, intimidate for the ability, which means it's kind of a bad thing that I led with Wilbur. Knowing the moves Odor Sleuth, Bite, Helping Hand, and Takedown. Odor Sleuth is useless in this fight against me. Helping Hand, also useless because it's not a double battle. Takedown and Bite are kind of intimidating though. Luckily we got a defense drop, so that effectively nullifies the attack drop we got. My Pokemon and me, we trained and got tough. It's true, you did train with Iris, which is more impressive than you'd think. We'll go into that more later. But you know what I mean if you've played the game before. If you've played White version before. There's a chance you don't know the version differences if you've only played Black, so I won't spoil them. I won't spoil these version differences if you were a Pokemon Black player who got screwed out of literally like 31 version exclusive Pokemon in the post-game. Alright. We just rock smashed that thing until it died. That's pretty much what I expected, honestly. Good job, Wilbur. I'm gonna switch out to Grasslisk. Dua is her starter Pokemon. Obviously, this will be Pignite or Servine if you started with Oshawott or Tepig. But Dua is level 20, Water type, Torrent for the ability, knowing the moves Water Sport, Focus Energy, Razor Shell, and Fury Cutter. I'm just gonna leave Tornado. This should hopefully one-shot, although I'm not completely certain. Not quite, but almost. Razor Shell, that does have a chance of lowering defense, but it didn't. I'm just gonna finish it with Tackle. Oh, well, there goes me getting cocky. Although to be fair, I'm faster, so I can probably finish it with Leaf Tornado in the next turn as long as I don't miss. Yeah, there we go. Poor Dewott. Alright, what's next? Munna. Okay. Could go for George to use Bite. They were both caught in the Dream Yard, so sure. Bianca caught Munna in the Dream Yard, which is something I really like about this game. Munna, well, all of Bianca's Pokemon so far have like a meaning to when they were caught, because her Herdier, she caught it in Route 1 when she was having the competition against Charon and White to see who could catch the most Pokemon. Her starter, obviously, her first Pokemon that she got from Professor Juniper, and then Munna, who she caught in the Dream Yard after Team Plasma kicked the shit out of it. And we're seeing here her final Pokemon is Panzer. We're gonna have a battle of Darunia versus Panzer to see who the better fire type is. I think we all know the answer. But she'll have the elemental monkey that is weak to, or strong against your starter, which, I mean, we know the significance of that, but she didn't get it from the Dream Yard. She probably caught it in Pinwheel Forest, but still, there's meaning to it just because it's one of the elemental monkeys that we have, and Charon presumably would have the other one. Yeah, we headbutted that thing in one hit. Panzer is level 18, Fire type, Gluttony for the ability, knowing the moves Lick, Incinerate, Yawn, and Fury Swipes. We took it out before I could go over it. I'll never be a strong trainer like you or Charon or Iris, but you know, since we left New Vemetown, I've met a lot of people, and I've been thinking about what I want to do in life. When you look at it that way, Pokemon have given me a lot of new experiences. Having my Pokemon stolen was just really hard, and I felt really unsure. Still, I gotta say I'm really glad I went. I've learned so much on this journey, and I also learned that being with Pokemon is really, really important. Okay, well, I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye, White. Thanks for healing my Pokemon, Bianca. Welcome back to Route 4. Back home for Darunia. I'm gonna keep Wilbur in the front, I think. just in case you're wondering, we're not going to be going over encounters here because I already went over them during Castelia City. I understand if you didn't want to watch the entire video that we went over them in because it was like 35 minutes long. Hey, White. I've been waiting for you to get the insect badge, and now it's time to see which of us is the stronger trainer. Alright, time to fight Charon. Charon is going to lead with Pidove, level 20, normal flying type, super luck for the ability, knowing the moves Quick Attack, Leer, Air Cutter, and Roost. We're already seeing he has a better moveset than pretty much anything on Bianca's team. Bianca's team tends to just have moves that they would have at whatever level they are, so, you know, like Hurrier had Helping Hand and Odor Sleuth, despite the fact that we can't have a Ghost type at this point, and it's not a double battle. Whereas Charon is going to have more strategic moves, like he's going to have Roost on his Pidove, which will restore half of its health, at the cost of making it not a flying type for the turn that it's used, but since we're faster, that doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go ahead and use Hone Claws, because we aren't doing, like, nearly enough damage to this thing. Yeah, the reason I wanted to lead with Wilbur for this battle is just because we're out in Route 4, so there's going to be a Sandstorm, which is going to affect Charon's Pokemon, but not ours. We'll use the Fresh Water. Wilbur doesn't even have enough HP to really warrant a Soda Pop yet. And it's roosting again. That's about what I expected. If this thing was slower, we could just go for Rock Smash and then do super effective damage every time it uses Roost, but it's fast, or it is slower rather. Because it's slower, we can't do it. I don't think it... Let's check. Okay, it still does normal damage. Like, it's not very effective, just because it's neutral when Pidove is normal type. I just wanted to check to see if Roost works in the way that, like, you're a normal type for the next turn, but... whatever. Metal Claw's not getting the same type of attack bonus either. I'd rather go for Rock Smash here. I sometimes forget that Drillbur itself isn't actually a steel type, just because the claws look very metallic. Okay, it's going for Roost again. Charon is annoying. I'll say it. Charon is the most annoying rival in the series, just because of this. Because he's starting to get a little bit annoying. We're gonna use Hone Claws again, increase attack and accuracy. Metal Claw actually has a 100% chance of hitting now. So I guess I should probably check if it's actually more powerful than Rock Smash. Because if it is, then we'll start using that instead. 50, 40. It is more powerful. And it has a chance to increase our attack even further, and if that happens, we can probably just sweep with Wilbur. Right, one more hit. Yep, thank God. Okay. I am going to keep Wilbur in just because we have those attack and accuracy boosts. That Pidove was annoying. Pansage. Yeah, we're gonna keep battling. We have... I mean, we're +3 attack, I think, right? Either +2 or +3, either way. It would be insane to throw away those boosts. Pansage is level 20, grass types. Gluttony for the ability, knowing the moves Bite, Vine Whip, Leech Seed, and Fury Swipes. And I am so sorry, Wilbur, I should not have trusted you to take that thing out. We're gonna embarrass it by hitting it with Fire Punch, even though that's, like, complete overkill at this point. So yeah, he will have whatever elemental monkey is weak against your starter. So... or no, whatever one is the same type as your starter. I'm getting confused because it seems like that should be how it works, but it's not. Okay, Liepard. His worst Pokemon is next. Okay, Wilbur would actually be helpful here because of Rock Smash, but I'm not going to use a Revive during the battle, so we're going to switch to George. Alright. Liepard is level 20, Dark type, Unburden for the ability, knowing the moves Pursuit, Torment, Sand Attack, and Fury Swipes. It's such a garbage Pokemon that we can afford to use Workup. Imagine being called garbage while you're staring down a Simipour. That's just how bad Liepard is. It was bad as a Purloin, and it's even worse now. Let's go for Scald. If it doesn't knock out, then we can still burn it, and that would be kind of funny. But we did knock it out, so who cares? Charon's final Pokemon is Pignite. I'm gonna stay in with George, obviously. Pignite is level 22, Fire Fighting type. Blaze for the ability, holding a Citrus Berry, knowing the moves Defense Curl, Flame Charge, Arm Thrust, and Smog. Obviously, he will have Servine or Duat depending on your starter. But if you started with Snivy, this is what he'll have. This should be a one-shot. Easily. Level 23 for George. Alright. Impressive. But why can't I win? It's now clear to me. The reason you're so tough is the trust between you and your Pokemon, but that shouldn't be a problem. I can get more out of Pignite and my other Pokemon, too. Hello? Hi! Hello there! Wait, do you have a second? Professor Juniper, do you need something? I called White, asshole! I called Bianca too, but I guess she didn't hear the call. I wonder what she's caught up in. Well, I suppose I'll just have to call her again later. Okay, I'll be waiting for you two in front of the gate to Nimbasa City. Hello? Nimbasa City's gate is straight down Route 4. Sure is. But we're not going to be going there yet. We have a healing house to attend. I cannot stress enough how nice it is to actually hear this game's music in its full glory after going, like, 16 episodes with the game, like, lagging. This song is so good, and the last time we heard it, it just was not. It was not what I wanted it to be. Is Wilbur still level... He's level 23. I'm gonna switch Grassolisk into the front, and I think Wilbur's holding the experience share, so I'm gonna take that as well. We'll give Wilbur... Wilbur can hold the... Amulet Coin. So if we use him in battle, then we get increased monies. Alright. So... We're gonna fight some of the trainers here, actually. At a time like this, let's have a Pokemon battle. Alright. I want to fight some of the people out here just to get a little bit of experience, because, believe it or not, we are already pretty close to the next gym. We've had 2 rival battles in this episode, and already close to the... I mean, yeah. Again, Castelia City is just massive. It's not going to be like that for every city. The next city's pretty big. There's still like a good 5 or 6 episodes before the next gym. It's just, we are getting pretty close, and I would like to get some experience before we challenge it. One-shot this Darumaka with Scald. Alright, that was easy. I see. Was that your favorite Simipour? No! Ugh. Whenever I go in the world, I have Pokemon battles. Once I ask about someone's favorite Pokemon, we soon become friends. Well, we'll become friends once you acknowledge that Wooper is actually my favorite. And Quagsire, and Rowlet. But Rowlet doesn't exist yet as far as you know, so who cares? Got an Ether here. That's a decent enough item that increases... or that restores PP by 10 points to 1 move. Not as good as an Elixir, but still pretty decent to have. Backpacker Anna, and she has a Cottony. We have a Cottony. It's in the PC, but we do have one. The issue with Grassolisk at the moment, if you couldn't tell, is that our moveset is so limited that Grassolisk can really only handle things that it's super effective against or neutrally effective against. Every time we see a Cottony, we're going to have to switch out. And that can get kind of annoying. I've seen... well, I've heard, I haven't seen personally, but I've heard a lot of people say, oh, this game is so boring, like it's too slow paced, which seems impossible to say about Generation 5, but then you hear that they started with Snivy, and it starts to make a lot more sense. I've been trying to choose Pokemon that are like much more hard-hitting and get a greater variety in their moves than Snivy, just because I know that while Snivy can be fun to use, and Servine and its evolution, you don't get into the really fun parts of using Snivy until it's already fully evolved. I will fully acknowledge that. That is 100% true, and, you know, that's just the way it is. So if you do choose Snivy, I highly recommend picking up a bunch of Pokemon that are going to be able to hit harder than it, or be able to hit more types than it. And leading with Snivy usually is not going to be your ideal option if you're looking for a fun time, because you're probably just going to be switching out in most battles. I don't personally have an issue with it. I also just saw that Lillipup actually has an item, so we'll pick that up after this battle. But, like, I've chosen Darumaka because we're going to get a lot of normal fighting and fire moves on it. I've chosen Drillbur because we're going to get a lot of ground, rock, and steel moves. Simipour I just chose for the type coverage, to be completely honest. Our next Pokemon, which we won't be seeing for a long time, to be quite frank with you, I chose just because it looks kind of funny, and also it's a Pokemon that I don't really see used a lot. Like... And it gets a decent variety in moves too, but Grassless wants to learn Mega Drain. 40 power. We can give Grassless the big root to increase the amount of health we get back. But at the same time, I think I prefer Leaf Tornado's higher power. We'll get rid of it for now. There is a way to get moves that you chose not to learn later on in the game. We'll come back to Mega Drain then if I feel like it, but for now, Leaf Tornado is a better move for me, and I want Tackle just so we have something that isn't Grass type. And one more Backpacker. I was not trying to fight this guy, I was just trying to pick up the item next to him. Waylon. That is a name that I am very familiar with. That's all I will say. I was gonna say something else, but then I realized it's actually a dead name of someone I was thinking of, and I would prefer not to dead name someone. It's just Leaf Tornado. We can easily take out a Blitzel. Easy. Woo, you're a top-class trainer, the best in the world, but what do I know? A lot, apparently. You know that I am going to be a future champion. It's impressive. Super Potion. And then we want to head this way. This is not technically the correct way. I just want to go this way personally. A battle is like a construction project. They're both a piece of cake for me. Alright, buddy. Let's see it. Prove it. Beat my Servine with your ground type. He has a Timber. All workers have Timber. Why did I think he was gonna have a ground type? Just because I'm in the Desert Resort? I'm not in the Desert Resort. I'm on Route 4, but still. I had no reason to think this guy would have a ground type. Every worker we fought so far has had a Timber, I'm pretty sure. Maybe like a Roggenrola too, but I don't think I've ever seen one with a ground type. Alright. Still easy though. That piece of cake was hard to swallow. Yeah, piece of cake really shouldn't mean easy. Piece of cake isn't always easy. Like, I hate cake when there's like a ton of frosting on it. I don't mean to brag, but I'm a Dig Pro. I'll give you this TM so you can use it too. The TM28 for Dig. We already have Dig on Drillbur, because Drillbur learned it through Level Up before we got this TM. But we'll see if anyone else can learn it just for type coverage, because that's actually a good move. 80 power at this point in the game, that's really strong. Darumaka and Simipour, and Lillipup. We'll also have to check Lillipup's item because I forgot. Between these two, I would rather have it on Darunia. I actually didn't know Darumaka could learn this, but I mean, I haven't really used Darumaka since probably like my second playthrough of this game, so... I don't know, what do I know? Not that. That was funny. Let's get rid of this item from Lillipup. It's just another escape rope. Thinking of putting the experience share on Lillipup just so we can get him to a higher tier of picking up items, but... I don't know. I'll figure it out. Head up here. This is the Desert Resort. And through here, we have yet another gate that will lead to the other Desert Resort. Or the larger part of the Desert Resort, rather. Alright. So first things first, we're fighting the Doctor. Whenever there's a healer in an area, you are going to want to fight them as soon as possible. And there is a healer here. So we're going to fight him as soon as possible. There's a Solosis. We haven't seen those yet. Solosis is cool. I like the Diamond Mouth. I think it's a mouth, at least. Although it doesn't open or close, so it might just be part of its base. Oh. Solosis is weird. It's cool. It's one of my favorite Pokemon to personally use in this generation. Only reason I'm not using it in this playthrough is because I'm on emulator, so I couldn't possibly evolve it. Because its second evolution evolves through trading, which is rough. I used Light Screen, so we weren't able to finish it with Leaf Tornado there. And it's lowering our attack a lot. Tackle's still... Oh my god. This guy has seen through the lies of the Jedi. He knew what I was going to do. I'm switching out to Simipour, just for bite. This Solosis is pretty annoying. Oh, what type is your hidden power? Okay, it's not super effective. Hidden power is a move that has a different type depending on a Pokemon's nature, IVs, and a few other things, I'm pretty sure. Mostly IVs, I think, but yeah. Whenever I meet a trainer, I can't help having a battle. Yes, you can. You can always help it, buddy. Now I'll make your Pokemon healthy. Thank you. It's just what I needed. Just what I needed! I grew up with that GBA port of Super Mario Bros. 2, where Mario would talk, and Luigi would talk, and Toad would talk, and Peach would talk, and Birdo would talk. Where, like, you get to the end of the level, and then Birdo says, "That's as far as you go!" And I legitimately had nightmares about Birdo there. Alright, that was the first stutter of the episode. That's a good sign. But, yeah, no, that legitimately terrified me. I don't know why. I think it might have been Birdo's voice. Maybe it reminded me of my grandma or something. It's just, that's as far as you go! It was terrifying. I still think about it sometimes. I think back, because I don't really like 2D Mario games, but I could play that again, just to see if I'm still terrified of Birdo. I thought she said I am so psycho for a second, but she said I am a psychic or something. Alright, technically true, she is a psychic, and she has another Pokemon we haven't seen yet, a Gothita. It's sort of the Pokemon Black version equivalent to Solosis. I'll cut out this battle though, because this is going to be pretty quick. We're just going to Leaf Tornado and probably be done with it. My prediction was a little off. I had to Leaf Tornado twice and let it get hit by Sandstorm twice, but now we're done with it. Alright. Jesus. Alright. It is important to remember that you have repels. I am just not using them because I am stubborn. Here we are. This is our destination. Welcome to the Relic Castle. This place has really nice music that we'll probably listen to later at some point. It's also the name of a very nice Pokemon fan site where they host fan games and stuff. Talk to this lady. I've been carrying 2 Pokemon fossils, but they're just so heavy. Would you take one of them off my hands? Take the cover fossil or the plume fossil? I'll take the cover fossil. I heard it is the fossil of a Pokemon that used to swim in the ancient sea. Nice. And, of course, there's a wild Pokemon as soon as I try to take a single step away from you. Yamask, that's one we haven't seen yet. We'll be going over the encounters here in the Desert Resort later. Desert Resort and Relic Castle. But, yeah. We head down here. By running in the quicksand, it'll start dragging you down and you can't get out, but you can also just walk to the center to get down faster. Okay, I'm putting up a repel because I know if I take another step right now, another wild Pokemon is going to attack me. Shit, I pressed the wrong button. If you press the start button, it'll sort your items, but that is not what I wanted. Ugh. I have to find it again. Okay, if you press select, you can take an item and then drag it to the top of your list. I'm going to do that with Super Repels, and I'm actually going to register this pocket in the bag just so we can activate them more quickly. As you can see, if we press the Y button now, we can not only activate the dowsing machine, which I didn't actually know there was a hidden item down here. I am on top of it. Elixir! Nice! That restores 10 PP to all your moves. I'm gonna have to keep the dowsing machine on more often. I didn't know that was there. It's not in my notes. But we can also go to our bag to see our items. You can do this with any menu function, so if you, for some reason, want to register, like, your trainer card, you can see there's the checkbox for it down there. Alright. Future me, you better remember to censor out the gym leaders that are spoiled on that trainer card, too. We could fight them. I'm not gonna fight them, okay. Now that we have that fossil, you may recall in Nakreen City there was a museum where there were a bunch of fossils. We didn't actually talk to the people at the counter, but one of them would have mentioned that they have a machine that can bring fossils back to life. So I'm going to walk all the way back to Nakreen City, while the Pokemon that you can get from these fossils are talked about in post-commentary. Oh boy! Sky Arrow Bridge the 20th time! The cover fossil will get you Tertuga. These Pokemon will both be level 25 upon being resurrected from the dead, so they'll be good to join your team right away. Tertuga is one of the slowest Pokemon ever. To make up for this, it starts with Aquajet, which is essentially a water-type quick attack, meaning it always goes first. The biggest drawback of this absolute tank is that its type is bad. Water and rock don't actually cover each other's weaknesses, like, at all. And in the case of the grass weakness, it changes it from a 2x weakness to a 4x one. Solid rock isn't going to make a difference if you get hit by a grass type move, and sturdy can only shield you from one hit. Tertuga also learns Shell Smash, which lowers defense and special defense by 1 stage to increase attack, special attack, and speed by 2 stages. This makes Tertuga into one of the most hard-hitting Pokemon the Unova region has to offer. If you're willing to make those defensive sacrifices and know when to switch Tertuga out, it can be an extremely offensive monster. And on that note, Tertuga is actually an excellent HM user as well, getting access to 4 out of the 8 HMs in the Unova region. So if you don't want to use those HMs on your main team, and you don't plan on using either fossil Pokemon, you could do much worse than Tertuga for an HM user. The Plume Fossil will get you Arkhan. Arkhan has incredible stats, but an ability to balance it. If Arkhan ever goes below half health, it will have its attack and special attack stats halved as well. Even before evolving though, Arkhan has a whopping 112 for its attack stat. This is higher than Victini, and Celebi, and Suicune, and Raikou. This is higher than all but one legendary Pokemon that we've met throughout our journey. And yeah, you better believe that it goes even higher once Arkhan evolves at level 37. Arkhan is an attacker, it's not going to be taking any major hits, but Arkhan's game is taking out its opponents before they can even manage to hit it. Play it safe, know when to switch it out, and Arkhan can be incredibly strong. Finally, all the way back in Nakreen City. We're gonna need a fast travel option quickly. I'm researching Pokemon fossils here. You have a fossil, don't you? Shall I turn it back into a Pokemon? Yes, you shall. I will turn the cover fossil back into a Pokemon. The fossil you gave me turned back into a Pokemon. This is Tertuga. Please take good care of it. I'm sorry, your party is full. I will keep it. Oh my god. Look at this motley crew that we have in the box. It's just such a weird mismatch of like regular Pokemon and legendaries. We have Matt Patrat, the cut slave, Fluffy, the Cottony that we got, with Phil, the bide taker, as I've taken to calling him, level 50 Celebi with its name in all caps because it's from Gen 4, Zorua, Victini, and then Ronald, who I forgot existed. What a motley crew that is. Give me Tertuga, please. Alright. What should I name Tertuga? It's not going to be a main team member, but it still feels inappropriate not to nickname it, considering we just brought it back to life after it's been dead for 500 or plus years. I decided to name him Crush after the sea turtle in Finding Nemo. Tertuga is based on a sea turtle. So we've heard all about how good Tertuga is. Ancient Power is also not a terrible move. It does obviously have a higher attack stat than it does special attack, but Ancient Power has a chance to increase all of its stats, which is incredible. I also got Sturdy, which is definitely the better ability. This might actually make the competitive team that I put together to take on the Battle Subway in the post-game. If I'm being completely honest, it might make that team. It even has a neutral nature. I'm actually going to deposit Crush on the PC, for reasons we'll be seeing later, but he's getting added to what I have taken to calling the Motley Crew. That's just what I'm going to start calling all the Pokemon in the box. They're just the Motley Crew. That's their band name. Would you believe me if I said there's one more thing I want to show before the end of the episode? Because there is. Let's go back to Pinwheel Forest. This is the most natural spot I can put this after beating... What? I thought this guy was supposed to leave after you beat Berg, but apparently not. Okay, well. Back to Nimbasa City. Well, back to, you know, back to Route 4, whatever. And across Sky Arrow Bridge for the 25th time. It might actually be getting close to the, like, 15th. I'm pretty sure that old man actually goes away after you've entered Nimbasa City, which we are getting very, very close to. So those encounters will be gone over with the Desert Resort encounters. But there is a lot of stuff back there that we're going to want to grab because, yeah. So we'll be walking all the way back to Pinwheel Forest pretty soon, believe you me. I did also want to mention, Arkhan was actually going to be a member of my team until literally the last second, like up until I started writing my notes for the Desert Resort, which is like, that's usually like a day to 3 or 4 days before I start recording in any given session is when I write my notes, just because that way it's fresh in my mind. I know it's not how most people would do it, but it's how I do it. And until the last second, Arkhan was going to be on my team. Arkhan, however you prefer to pronounce it, but I'm pretty sure the correct way is Arkhan. It's gonna be a long time before we see the 5th team member, because the last member of my team is going to be very, very late in the game. And I would prefer if my 5th team member sort of bridges the gap. So my 5th team member will be halfway between that and Darumaka, if that makes any sense. I don't know why I stopped in the Pokemon Center. I guess if I faint, I end up here instead of Nacrene now, but... yeah, I don't know. Arkhan was a Pokemon that I was excited to use, but at the same time, it's like... I don't know, it just seems like it would be such a long wait before the final team member that it would become kind of unbearable. For me and for, like, anybody actually viewing. The wait will still be unbearable, it'll just be slightly less unbearable. Anyways. That's pretty much it. Next time on Pokemon White version, we'll be heading back to the Desert Resort to see what Pokemon we can find there, and yeah. See you guys then.